Welcome to the Sports Resort,
the People's Sports Show. Real talk unfiltered. With your host, Derrick Jonkins.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Sports Resort with D Junk. Today, I got my boy Juan Hood with me today. Quick little rundown on Juan, man. I trained Juan. He was in high school. I didn't train a lot of people in my life. God damn, everybody probably like this fool is old. Yeah, I'm an old man. But I trained Juan in high school, man. Juan always a hard worker, man. Great kid, great family. Great support system. Very, very funny brothers. I always call them the short dogs, man. I used to be like, hey, man, you 5'8", man. You trying to go D1, you got to score 35 points a game, bro. It ain't no if, ands, or buts. And one kind of, lived there. He played ball in college from Prairie View. I think you went to JUCO too, one?
Yeah, at
JUCO, the St.
Independence.
Thomas. I mean, he been playing ball on. He's played basketball on every level you can, which I think a lot of young people and a lot of parents need to hear about their story and everything. One, I think that's a great testament of faith, hard work, and a mission, to accomplish things. But fast forward now, one is currently coaching. What school you at, one?
I'm at University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Yeah, so one is coaching now, man. I always saw that in him. He was a gym rat, and I'm a big fan of, hey, if you love sports and everybody can't play the NBA. I call it spade a spade. Them are unicorns. Them are one out of a million basketball players make it to the NBA. All right, so I always tell people, but if you still want to be around the sport, you can still live your dream and coach. I mean, it's all kind of avenues you can do that to make a good living for yourself, and you're giving back to the kid. So, one, man, I don't want to take up the podcast, man, hijack it. Tell us about yourself, man. Where you from, Magnolia?
Yeah, I'm from Magnolia, Texas, man. Yeah, that's where I was raised, so I represent that.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. So, what college did you go to coming out of Magnolia?
I started off my years at Prairie View. I was there for about 2 years. I played one, redshirted one, and then from there I went to JUCO, Independence, Last Chance U. Did that for a year, and then right after that I came back home and I finished off at St. Thomas.
No, oh, damn, you were the Independence?
Yeah.
That's the whole football was the last chance you, right? Oh, man, hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I love that show, man. It was some good and bad parts, but it was
Yeah,
real because I tell people every day, JUCO is not for the weak.
it's not.
It's
No, it's
not
not.
for the weak, bro. It's like it's every man for himself. Like I
Yeah.
tell people that every day. JUCO is not for the weak, man. It's JUCO is tough. I salute anybody who went to JUCO and made it out of there, with all their hands, all their fingers, and all their feet, because hey, it's tough, man. And Independence is probably one of the most well known JUCOs. I know when I was in high school, if you played football and you didn't want to go to school in Texas, you went to Independence, and then it's probably
Yeah.
still that way in
Hmm.
every sport. All right, so fast forward, you go to St. Thomas, you graduate. What did you get your degree in from St. Thomas?
What did I get my degree in?
What did you get it in?
Oh yeah, accounting.
Oh, smart. See, another guy right here, right? Another one of my guys. He kind of listened to me even early on. I'm like, hey man, don't go to college to get them popcorn degrees, man. Don't get the popcorn, man. It's not gonna do nothing, man. He got an accounting degree. Smart guy. All right. So boom. So you get the account. Did you get your master's yet?
Now I'm working on my master's right
Okay.
now, so I'm
So
gonna be
boom,
getting my
you
master's.
graduated, from St. Thomas, accounting degree, you walk the stage, mama crying, daddy mean mugging everybody. He don't smile that much. He happy though, short dog happy, you know. So you get your degree and bam, what made you get into coaching, man? What made you say, man, I wanna coach?
Well, it kind of like it started like when I kind of got back from JUCO. Like I ain't really have nowhere to go, and
Hmm.
so what I did, I just started training kids at that point in time. So I was coaching AAU, training kids, doing that. Then when I went to St. Thomas, it never stopped. It just kind of kept going. And then once I was getting ready for my last year of eligibility, right before the season started, I found out that I had to get two knee surgeries on both knees. So um, through that, and then my coach at St. Thomas, Coach Medina, he just brought up the idea of me like just staying around and helping out, and and through that, he figured I was taking it pretty seriously, and he kind of just helped me along the way.
Man, that's real. That's real. So you saw GA there? Was your assistant coach, or you just was doing
Yeah,
whatever to get your feet in the door? Because I
I
tell
mean,
people sometimes that's what you got to do. Like
yeah,
when I first started training, I was doing whatever, man, to get my foot in the door.
hmm
Like the guy said, "Hey, I need you to go to the store and get these, chicken breasts for everybody in here." I'm going to the store. I was just,
yeah.
it was just something I love to do. I just knew I was good at it. So how did you?
Mhm.
Was you coaching, or you just getting your foot in the door?
Yeah. So at first it started off just like getting my foot in the door,
Gotcha.
just
That's what
help,
you got to do
because I knew
sometimes.
everybody on the team. But like he figured out how passionate I was, so eventually, he'll let me go out recruit. I did scout, so eventually I kind of became an assistant coach. But at it's at the D3 level, so you're more of like a volunteer assistant. So my next step is what I'm doing now, being a graduate assistant.
Got you. So you was at St. Thomas, a D3, all right, played, coach, boom. You leave there, boom. What's the next school you end up at? Because you went to another school, right?
Yeah, it was East Central University. It's a Division II in Oklahoma.
Okay, boom. So you go there, in the middle of nowhere, you grinding, right? East Central Oklahoma, I can only picture that with my eyes right now. One store, everybody go to,
Yeah,
probably a
yeah.
Whataburger and a Jack in the
No
Box.
Whataburger.
No
No
Whataburger?
Brahms. Brahms.
Okay, so I'm way out the loop. Maybe one Taco Bell in the town. No Taco Bell?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
Okay, I'm
got
about to say they
Taco
got
Bell.
Taco Bell somewhere out there. And it's in probably like a dollar store for grocery shopping or something, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you getting it out the mud, which I think a lot of people, got to understand that a lot of times, a lot of successful people, they see them get to the top, but a lot of time you don't see, hey man, getting out the mud, starting at
hmm
St. Thomas, man, my bad, pass back, starting at Prairie View, leaving Prairie
Yeah.
View, going to Independent JUCO, going to St. Thomas, having 2 knee surgeries, volunteering coaches, boom. So you leave there and you go to East Central in Oklahoma. How long did you stay there?
Just 1 year.
1 year. So you go there, you stay there. D2, you said.
Yeah, D2.
How was it? Let me ask you a question. Me kind of want. How was it recruiting kids at the D2 level? You see kids. You trying to recruit them. How was that? Some of them not realistic. Well, how was
Yeah.
that experience for you?
It's a little shaky because like nowadays you get the transfer portal involved, and it's a lot of things going on, but you have some kids that just literally just want that Division 1 offer, and they don't care what a Division 2 has to say or what a Division 2 can offer you. So that'd be hard. uh it kind of just depends, because I think of it like this. You can get the kid that you want, but it has to be a mutual relationship, a mutual respect between the player and the coach. Because you got to make sure that player is good for your program and your culture also. So, I kind of was like, if the guy don't want to be here, that's fine. We will find someone that wants to be here, that's willing to work hard. And I think we did find those type of guys. But overall, as far as recruiting, you could sign recruits before the first signing period. You might not sign somebody till you know May or June or late July. So it's just up in the air, and you just kind of got to play it by ear and just nonstop contacting people, building relationships, and all forth. But yeah, it's definitely hard with with the Division 1 in the play.
Gotcha on that. And I totally understand that. Working with a lot of kids and athletes, I tell them, hey, everybody can't play big boy D1 ball. Unfortunately, but you can play ball at different levels if you love it. Get your
hmm
degree and move on in life and network and build relationships. I always tell people every stop you make on life, you got to build relationships with people.
Yeah,
And I always tell people that's how I became who I am off relationships. My biggest blessings from God have been relationships I had with people 20, 10, 30 years, they might not come back to you the next day, but
yeah.
they might reach out to you 20 years later. Hey, DJ Uncle, whoever, hey, one, man, I got this kid, man, he's 6'2", haven't had that many offers, but man, I think he'll be a great fit for you. You blah blah blah. And next thing you
hmm
know, this kid is at your court, and people like, man, how did he get that kid to in the middle of nowhere, right? So he kind of comes on.
Yeah,
And recruiting, has changed with the transfer report and things like that. For every sport, I think first
yeah,
starting off it was mainly football focused, but now it trickles to every sport, and it's good and bad, D's in it. So I always tell people as they kind of going through it, parents, you know make sure you're doing your research and your homework. I always tell people that we have enough stuff at our disposal to be very knowledgeable nowadays. It's not
Yeah.
nobody. If someone says something, you can go research it. It's not caveman days where his word or her word was you know stuck in stone. No, you can go research if that's true or what they said or not. And I think the transfer portal now also gives a lot of people a lot of opportunities
Yeah.
that they
Yeah. It
didn't have,
does.
right? So if you're a kid and you go to where you was in Oklahoma D2 and you ball out, I'm talking about ball. I tell people every day, you go on that level and you want to go to big boy, you got to go there and score
Yeah.
40 points a game. Ain't no I average 6 points and 6 rebounds. No, 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 no. You
Hmm.
trying to go now, you got to go there and put up 35 or 40 a night, 10, 10, 10, and be a wolf. Not even a dog, be a wolf. Wolf eat dogs. So dude, you got to be the wolf man, right? And that's what you got to do to get to the next level. And that's very few kids. I always tell people less than 1% gonna play big boy D1 ball, unfortunately. Less than 1%. So anytime
Hmm.
I always tell people, you go to a basketball AAU tournament and you see 60 teams, out of those 60 teams, what, 10 on each, maybe 15, throw the numbers, blah, blah, blah. Out of all those kids out there in the 60 team, you might see 4 D1 kids. That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's very true.
Like, it's like 4, maybe less than that. What you think? Less than that?
Out of 60 teams, I mean, yeah, you would probably have like 2 to 3 for sure guys. Like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, he going. Yeah, and you might have 1 or 2 lingering guys. Like, I don't know. Like, it's up in the air.
Yeah, I tell people every day it's pretty it's pretty cutthroat. Now, and you can say the same. I've been working with so many, athletes over my 26 years of doing what I'm doing that I can tell if a kid is a D1 kid in 30 minutes. I'm working
Yeah.
them out. I can like, oh, he or she has it. 30 minutes. It don't take
Hmm.
me all, it don't take me 20 workouts. I can tell in 30 minutes that they got it. Like they got it in them. Now we just got to make sure we doing the things to get them there. Now, like they got it
Yeah.
in them, but now let's put everything in place to make sure they get to that point if that's their goal on there. All right, so fast
Hmm.
forward, man. You do that. Now you boom. Now you're at what East? How you pronounce the school again? Shannon.
Chattanooga,
Gotcha. What conference y'all in?
the SoCon.
Okay, boom. So now you fast forward, you there, man. How did you end up there?
It's kind of a crazy story, but pretty much, so Rice University got these kids camps, and it's like 7 weeks of camp.
Yeah.
Knew somebody who just got hired there. He asked me if I wanted to do the camp. I did it. So I did it for a week, and like the coaches, they had just got there. They had just got hired, and they was just walking around, and ended up meeting Coach Kreider, and we developed like a really really good relationship. Through that, like I was with him, asking him a lot of questions. And then, I would just go to their practices, take notes, little things like that. And then one day, and through that time, I also developed a relationship with everybody on the coaching staff. And I was working this event in Atlanta, and I get this random phone call. I missed it, and I looked, and I seen it was Coach Lanier, and he was asking me about a job opportunity at Tennessee Chattanooga. And then I went up to Kreider because I saw Kreider was at the event too. It was like a little recruiting event. Went up to him like, "Hey, did you hear anything about this?" He's like, "No, I didn't." But like, he said that he used to work for the head coach that's here now, and so he put in a good word for me. And then from there, it just I went through the whole interview process and everything like that. So it pretty much was just a developed relationship that happened and probably within a month, basically.
Yeah, man. I tell people that's in those camps, man. And I have a very similar story. I used to do a lot of those camps early on and be out there with a lot of different coaches and meeting people and man, I never forget. I used to do the University of Texas camps all the time, and I'm now with Mac Brown, Keena, I'm
Hmm.
all these dudes, right? Big time, and man, we just hanging out, networking and building relationships. And a lot of these guys, even the younger, smaller schools I met, and over time, man, a lot of them I still talk to today. And that's just build relationships with people because you never know, right?
Yeah.
Real quick, man. That's good. What city are y'all in?
So it's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So the
Okay,
school
okay,
is
okay.
University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Nice, man. Nice, man. Nice, man. So what conference are y'all in?
SoCon. So it's like we got Furman, Wofford, Eastern Tennessee State. Yeah, got them. I'm still getting used to all these teams, but
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
much them. Oh, and we got Sanford who made a tournament last year.
Okay,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
really
yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a kid go to Sanford, Furman, I trained. I can't think of the other school. A lot of different schools. That's good though, man. That's a bless. So how's it going up there? How's the weather? It ain't like Houston, right? Where it's 100,000 degrees every
Nah.
day.
Yeah, no, the weather's been perfect so far. I mean, I was dealing with that Houston summer heat and coming down to this, I'm like, man, it might be a little too cold, but it's been really really good so far, man. Ain't been too hot, ain't been too cold. I'm just living.
Yeah, this Houston heat, man. It's finally cooling down, but man, this make you want to go move to Alaska somewhere or something, man. 100 every day. The dogs don't even want to sit outside. So man, let's kind of fast forward a little bit, because I always, as I'm doing giving people information, I'm a big fan of giving people information out there. I always tell people I know a lot of people. I've trained a lot of people. Example like you. Now you're a coach now at a D1, level, and I think one day you'll be a head coach one day. How old are you now, one?
26.
Yeah, you 26. By the time you 32, you're gonna be a head coach at a big school somewhere. I already see it in you because you got some a lot of people don't have the work ethic, the hustle, and just the want. I always tell people that's what you want is gonna happen. Ain't no lazy and the sacrifices too. I
Hmm.
tell people every day you got to sacrifice a lot to get to the top. But once you get there, it's so lovely and so and
Yeah.
relaxing, man. You sit back and just and enjoy yourself, man, and reap the benefits of hard work. So I always try to tell people things like that. What's your now you at a D1 level, right? And now we live in a crazy world. Social media, everybody got an entourage. Everybody think they kid going D1, and I'll be like, dude, I'll go back to my thing. I tell people, dude, you are 5'8", you better get buckets, right? Or you a six
Yeah.
six and can't dunk. You better get some vertical, right? Because if not,
Mm.
we're gonna find somebody else and bring in here. So what's your opinion, on and I'll be straight up with people, and sometimes I might be too straight up with them. Everybody can't take that. What do y'all look for in recruiting right now? If you going to, I don't know, recruiting when the timetable and all that, but if you trying to go recruit, y'all on a recruiting trail, what do as a, for example, what do you look for in a player you're trying to recruit?
Mainly like intangibles. So I mean, you will know if a guy can kind of like play at your level by the way they just move around the court, and then from there, that like you can identify a good player. Okay, he's a good player. Then after that, it's all intangibles and how can he fit in your system. So here it's like a motion offense. Coaching we like to call plays, but it's a lot of reads involved in it. So you have to have high IQ.
Gotta be
And
smart, good.
got to be very very smart because when you're here you got to find ways to make others better. So we like guys that can also be able to pass, do a lot of things, be able to read. So you have to be able to do those things, and then the main skill right now that everybody's kind of just looking for is shooting. So we like guys that can shoot it at a very very high clip. And that's pretty much mainly it. And then just getting to know them, like who's around you, like how's your family, what type of kid are you? Are you a hard worker? Like when you get here, like do we have to continuously make sure you got to get up and go to class? Are you at class on time? Like are you showing up to workouts? How hard are you going during workouts? And we try to figure that out during the evaluation period.
Gotcha. Now, and you hit dead on the point. That's why I tell a lot of people and kids and even parents now, whoever around, like, make sure you gonna work because as with the transfer portal in play and things like that, college coaches don't have a lot of wiggle room anymore like they used to. Not, my opinion is you don't have a lot of time to bring a guy in and hope that one day he's gonna turn the light on and start working hard. No, you want him to come in there. Hey, you already understand this work. If it got to be 5 a.m. workout, 6 a.m., whatever the time schedule, class. I tell people every day, once you go to school and play ball, especially at a D1, any level, it don't even matter. You know, it's workout, practice, school, eat, back to workout, meeting,
Yeah.
365, 24/7, so you have to be mentally ready for that, and a lot of people are, a lot of people not. But when you are and you dial in like that, because I never forget when I went to high school, I went to Houston Madison at the time I was there, we was spitting D1s out. But as I look back at it, my high school coaching staff had been together, man, they had been coaching together for over 25 years. The same guys. They coached my cousins before. So they already knew. Like my position coach,
Yeah.
Coach Fields, every defensive back that played for him almost went D1 or went D1, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he knew how to get you ready. Tough love, hardcore. But when I got to college, I was ready. Like I was used to working
Yeah.
out already. It never clicked into me. I was used to, my cousins would wake me up. Hey, let's go jogging. Let's go run. The work warm. I never forget one time in this old school football. Chris Hudson. A lot of people don't even know what it is. He probably don't even remember. If I hope he see this, but never forget. I went to Rice one time and worked out with him. Chris Hudson went to Words in high school. Went to University of Colorado and played the NFL. I don't know, 12, 13 years. Great defensive back, played DB. I never forget, I was at Rice working out with him one time, and he was like, "Oh man, we're gonna jog these. I think we jogged 2 miles." So I thought that was the workout, right? I'm like, "Oh, there's a workout 2 miles." He like, "Oh no, man, it's just my warm up." I'm like, "Shit, this is warm up 2 miles." And I'm a young dude in high school, so I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
never forget that. I'm like, "Damn, bro, our warm up was 2 miles, right?" So I never forget that. This was a zillion years ago, but it put me in that mind frame, like, all right, if I ever want to get to this level, this type of stuff I got to do. And the same thing working out with my cousins and everybody like that. They all play D1. It was work. It was a grind every day. So I always tell parents that as you move on with your kids and kids also, that you have to work, man, because time has changed, man, and tangible, and being a good person also, right? Don't want a knucklehead coming in there. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
have time for that, chasing somebody down on that. What you, you know, what you know, what you think your biggest attributes are as a basketball coach? Now that you've been doing it for a few years, you're still young and you kind of figuring that out, right? Because I think as you go on your journey, you figure things out about yourself that you didn't know 2 years ago, right? Even now, as I'm an old man, I still figure stuff out. What you think your bigger attributes are as a basketball coach?
Well, I started off doing like a lot of player development, and then throughout the years, you just see more people. You just get introduced to more workouts and everything like that. So I figured like player development is like I know that easily. I can train a guy in 30 minutes, and it could be one of the best workout he may have had. Just that 30 minutes. But now I've been really focusing like on the defensive end. I think I've gotten really really good at that, knowing where everybody's supposed to be, how to guard, certain actions, the position of each player. And so now, here, this guy, he's like an offensive savant. So now I'm trying to learn that. But for right now, I say one of my biggest attributes would probably be like defense for now.
Gotcha. I
So.
guess that's good to know. That's good to know that. So on the all right, so let's flip it around right quick. I always do something, man, where people ask me questions, man, like 3 questions, man. Boom, go on, fire them off. Anything you want to ask me.
What did you think about when you first trained me?
Oh man, when I first trained you, I think your mom called, blew my phone up. Back shit when we started, man, this was a long time ago. It wasn't really a lot of social media back then, but I don't know, man. I thought you was a hard worker. I always say, man, he coming to the gym, he working hard. I know you was going through some things at your high school where your coach didn't want to open up the gym for you and all that. But luckily, we was at Legends where we had a court, and that was my thing. Like,
Hmm.
hey, it's a court's here, so you can come in here and use as much as you can. I thought you was a hard worker, man. You was gonna be successful at whatever you wanted to do in life. Honestly, you didn't back down. You never. I can basically, old school coach you hard and be nice to you at the same time. You never really took it personal. You just kind of took it in. I think now a lot of kids I train, I really can't be like I was 10 years ago on that hardcore
Yeah.
because they'll shut down on me a little bit. But I thought when I was at child, you and your brother, hardcore coaching, y'all ate that up. It seemed like as I got hard on you, you got you want to do it more. It's like, okay, I got to prove him wrong, or and
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes it brings the best out of people sometimes, and too a little best of both worlds, right? You go home, but I always thought you was a good, you was a good kid, man. You had made good grades, you had a head on your shoulder. Um, you knew you wasn't gonna go to college and get some bullcon degree where you can't make a living off of it if need be. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I just thought you was ready, man. You was a great guy. I'm just being honest with you.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that, big dog. Last one I'll probably say is like, what 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 made you choose a career path of like what you're doing now, the training and all that? Like, what made you choose that?
Man, I definitely would say, as I was in college, and then pro football was kind of after that, it was kind of hit or miss for me, and I was all over the board, and I was like, but my passion was always going back to my high school, and being a coach there. I always saw that as a give back because I always just like, man, where I grew up at is, it's in the hood. People need positive role models. I always thought about our head coach said, out of 200 kids on a football team, 98% of them don't have a dad at home on our team, when we was in high school. And that always stuck to me. And, I was one of them. My dad wasn't there every day. My grandparents raised me. And I was like, that is insane. So that's basically every kid on our team don't have a dad at home, right? And I always kind of stuck to me. So after I finished, and then pro ball didn't work out like I used to, and I went back to my high school and I asked my coach, I say, hey man, I wanna get into this. And my high school coach Ray Seals, old school hardcore. He's like, well, go to the district, get into the system. We go get you on campus here. And he got me a job on campus. And I went, and I was 100 miles an hour working, and he saw that, okay, he's passionate about this. I was there every day, and we was winning, And actually, when I first started coaching, I had to, I was part of the coaching staff that coach Vince Young. We had him there. Um,
Yeah.
we went to state semifinals. I mean, we had a heck of a run. I was blessed to be around some great kids, man, great athletes, great coaches, support system. And, as we started doing that, I started training all the players on the team, right? Just, hey, let's do some extra stuff. They want to do extra. So we always stay there and do extra. And then my buddy was a trainer also at a gym, and he was like, hey, he started running summer camps at different schools. This is when coaches couldn't train kids in the summer at their own kids. So we
Yeah.
would go run different programs, and I'm like, okay. And then he had a gym.
What's up, brother?
And then I would go to the gym, and he would kind of train me a little bit.
Oh my God.
He would train me a little bit at the gym. He would, because I was still trying to play ball, still trying to live that life. But then he was like, hey, you want to make some money? I think you're good at training with kids. So I would start training kids there too, and on top of my school, and I was all over the board. But I knew it was my passion, and then I just kind of got into it at the gym with him and started training a lot and learning. And I'm like, man, this is like something I love to do. Uh, and I just it kind of took off from there, man. And then fast forward, as I kind of started doing that, I went to another gym with him and started training. It's kind of like we started moving up like the Jeffersons. We started at the bottom. Next thing you know, we was training in River Oaks at a gym. I don't want to call the gym names and all that, but man, we in River Oaks. I'm like, man, we living right now. But fast back up a little bit, I wasn't making a lot of money doing this. So, but
Yeah.
I'm passionate, so I'm not even looking at the money, right? I'm like, it's gonna come to me. It's gonna come. And I started training, blah blah blah, and it kept moving. All right, and then fast forward a little while, I'm sitting at home with my grandmother, and I'm like, man, I gotta do something because I'm still staying at my grandmother's house. I'm like, I gotta figure something out. I'm broke. I'm a daughter, young. I'm like, ooh, gotta figure this out. I'm like, I need to start my own business. And I'm sitting there with my grandmother. I'm on the couch, and she like, well, I'm like, I don't know what to call it. She like, well, everybody know who you are. Just call it your name. I'm like, and I just thought about D-Junker Sports. All right, boom, ran with it. Got an LLC. Got my friend who was accountant. She set up everything and the business, blah blah blah. And I kind of took off with it. All right, and then never forget the first year I paid taxes. I'm like, what is this? Why is they taking all my money? So, and I'm like, that's why I started learning the business world real quick. So I started DJing Sports, and then you keep going as I started it. I end up coming to the Woodlands, and Man, that's probably one of the best blessings I ever had in my life. I've been in the Woodlands now, man, 17 years. All right. And I started training. I think my first clients when I came to the Woodlands was, I can remember off the top of my hand, Abby Haley, Perry Cooper, Michael Cooper. Never forget those, those
Mm-hmm.
three people I started training. And then it just kind of took off, man. Word of mouth started spreading, man. I had Lasco. I mean, I think that first year I kind of came out here. I think I had like 30 kids, and all of them signed D1. It was crazy. All right, but I still never forgot the kids that I grew up with. I was training from where I was from, so I had them coming out here, driving out here. I ended up went back to my high school, and I told Coach Seals like, "Hey, I have a program set up. I had a client who donated some money for me to help me to pay for this training for these kids, gas. So I had Man, it's a crazy story, but it's true. I had 20, it was like 25 kids we had, and I got them all sponsored for training, right? So my clients, I had two clients, they paid for their training, they paid for the gas for them, and they paid for food for them every day. We did that for 3 months. And those kids came to the Woodlands twice a week, came to the Woodlands. I met them in Houston, right? And these are all inner city kids when they had the opportunity. So out of those 25 kids, we had 16 go D1. All right, out there. Now fast forward today, all these, all of them are either they all in their field, and two, they all got degrees. Even one of them is assistant athletic director of a school district right now. So that's kind of how I got into it, man. Just by a lot of hard work, blessings, and just faith, and just believing myself, betting on myself. And I always tell people, as you go through a journey in life, sometimes you got to bet on yourself, right? I always tell people, if you don't have, and I tell my kids I train every day, if you don't have, if you don't have faith in yourself, who gonna have faith for you, right? If you don't have confidence in yourself, you expect this person don't know you have confidence in yourself. So you gotta start, doing that. You're around kids sometimes.
Yeah.
We in the gym working out. I'm like, mirrors in here to look at yourself, and they looking at the ground. I be like, look at yourself. You gotta have confidence in yourself. Why? You got mirrors in here. Why you doing jumping jacks, jump ropes, looking at the wall? Like, get some confidence in yourself. So that's kind of how I got going, man. And it was one of those things where kind of took off, man. I'm a good person. God bless me, and a lot of support. A lot of people helped me over time, man. It's just been blessed, man.
That's dope. That's dope. That's a good story to hear.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's why I tell you, as on you going through your journey, man. Your coaching journey, man. Treat people good, and God gonna bless you. And that one, you never know, that one person you speak to every day, say hi to, they can give you they can plug you in 10 years from now, and they be like, "Hey, coach, you remember when I helped you? Man, I remember you helped me every day. Whoop de whoop." Man, I met such and such, and I think you'd be a good fit for them here, whatever, right? Or y'all go out, and like I said, you y'all your staff, y'all go out and win the conference this year and be that Sweet 16 next year, that Elite Eight. Every year is one of those
Hmm.
teams that's in there because times have
Yeah.
changed, so you never know, and that changed your life just like that. I can tell people your
Hmm.
life can change in one day, or it can change in 2 days, or it can change in 10 years. You never know, man. Uh, but man, that's about it, man. That's it's a good conversation. Which I got to run. I got to get to this gym. My
Me
brain's
too.
fried today. I got to get to the gym and get on the ground. But appreciate you talking with me today, Juan. Man, keep working hard. I'm one of your biggest fans. I always call you. You and your brother mess with you, man. I want to see y'all successful. I tell people every day, if I see people that I've helped over time become successful, I've did my job. I can't help everybody, but the people I actually can touch and put a hand on, I can help them be succeed, man. Keep working hard, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna do big things in the coaching world, man. Just keep staying there. I know you grinding right now. You probably got
Yeah.
3 roommates, but you grinding right now. Eating Taco Bell, or nah, you probably eating the food at the school now. But keep grinding, man. It's gonna pay off. And don't never look at the money. The money gonna come. I tell people that if you great
Hmm.
at what you do, the money gonna come. Trust me on that. It's gonna come. Never worry about that. They got it, it's gonna come. So never look at that. Always know if you great at something, all that's gonna come to play sooner or later, man. But appreciate your time, man. All right, what can you give me one inspiring 2 words? No, 5 words inspiring to the next kid out there.
I was reading this book, and I feel like it's a good one. Dream big, start now. Oh no, sorry. Dream big, start small, begin now.
All right, man. We're gonna end it on that, man. Everybody got that, man. Peace out, man. Have a good day, bro.
All right, man. See you. Appreciate you for
All
having
right,
me.
that's a bit.